Morning, guys. So first, I just have a couple of quick shout outs. I want to shout out Christian, Fatima, and Jaleel for their consistent participation in live class, especially coming back from break. You guys came back strong. You're getting your work done. You had some great conversations yesterday. Christian, despite those technical difficulties, you fought through it. I really appreciate what you guys are doing in live class, so please keep that up. All right, so today we are moving on to lesson 3 called Hitler's Appeasement. We're going to jump right in. Let's get started. I will be able to explain different perspectives on the strategy of Hitler's appeasement. So a couple of terms should jump out right away. Most of us are probably familiar with Hitler. He was the leader of Germany during World War II. He is also responsible for the Holocaust, which we will begin studying tomorrow. Remember that during World War II, there are two sets of countries, two sets of alliances. On the Axis side, we have Germany. You've got Italy. We've got Japan. On the Allied side, in the end, we end up with the US, England, which at this time is Great Britain actually, France, and eventually Russia. Today, we're going to start studying the types of actions that Germany took in the years leading up to World War II that eventually sparked this global conflict. There's another new term in this learning target that we need to pay attention to: appeasement. Appeasement is the strategy. In social studies, appeasement means the strategy of giving aggressive countries what they want to avoid conflict. The strategy of giving aggressive countries what they want to avoid conflict. So in the years leading up to World War II, Germany was acting in a really aggressive way. Other countries, instead of getting in there and trying to stop Germany, they said, well, why don't we just we'll leave Hitler alone, we'll give him a little bit of what he wants, because we don't want to get into another war. We don't want to get into a war with Germany. We don't want this to turn into World War II. We just fought World War I. So we're going to try to figure out today different perspectives on this strategy of appeasement. First, I've got a quick brain pop video that shows you what kinds of aggressive action Hitler was taking in the years leading up to World War II. And then you're going to jump right into the main day's activity in order to understand different perspectives on this idea of just appeasing Hitler, leaving him alone, giving him what he wanted so that we could avoid World War II. So let's take a look at the video to figure out what kinds of aggressive actions Hitler was taking at this point.
With the Allied advances in the Ruhr Valley, the German army was on the run. Incendiary bombing reduced the industrial city of Wuppertal to rubble. Every time I come in here, you're watching some World War II show. 100,000 refugees fled the firestorm, scattering into the countryside. Such was the sorry toll of total war. Dear Tim and Moby, can you give me a rundown of World War II? From Primo. So now you're with me. World War II was fought between the Axis powers, Germany, Italy, and Japan, and the Allied powers, England, France, the Soviet Union, the US, and a lot of other smaller countries. Germany was the major aggressor in World War II. It was led by Adolf Hitler, a totalitarian dictator. That means he controlled every aspect of life in the country. Hitler rose to power as the leader of the Nazi Party, a German political party. The Nazis took control by promising a glorious future for Germany and stoking anger over the Treaty of Versailles, the peace agreement that ended World War I in 1919. Germany had agreed to pay huge sums of money to the winners and shrink its military way down. It also gave up big chunks of territory, one of which split the country in two. Hitler vowed to get revenge for this humiliation. He said the Germans were a master race, superior to all other people. It was their destiny to be the most powerful nation on earth. They would rule over the inferior races, which was basically everyone else. Hitler reserved a special hatred for Jewish people. He blamed them for Germany's problems, including the defeat in World War I. At first, the world stood by as Hitler began his quest for total power. No one wanted to spark another world war. In 1938, he sent troops into Austria, which gave up without much fight. A few months after that, he took over part of Czechoslovakia. It was hoped that he would be satisfied with these two conquests. But soon he was demanding the part of Poland that Germany had given up after World War I. Britain and France agreed to defend Poland against any aggression. Then, on September 1st, 1939, Germany invaded Poland. 2 days later, both Britain and France declared war on Germany.
So from that video, we can see that Hitler takes a number of aggressive actions right before World War II really begins. If you scroll to the second page, you'll see that there's a timeline of German aggression before World War II. Let's start at the beginning. First, Hitler defies, meaning goes against, the Treaty of Versailles, 1933 to 1936. Hitler's first act of aggression was defying, meaning going against, the Treaty of Versailles by ordering Germany to rebuild its military. At the same time, he also stopped reparation payments to all the Allied nations. Those were those sums of money that Germany had to pay back to the Allies for destroying Allied countries during World War I. So first, Hitler just ignores that Treaty of Versailles. He goes ahead and builds up the German military. Then in 1938, Hitler invades Austria. No one wanted to fight another war after World War I, and that is why Hitler thought he could get away with invading another country. In 1938, Hitler invaded the neighboring country of Austria, which on your map, if you look closely, is right to the south of Germany. After Hitler invaded Austria, he invades Czechoslovakia between 1938 and 1939. Between 1938 and 1939, Hitler ordered the German military to invade Czechoslovakia. Other European nations watched with concerns, but no one intervened right away. No one wanted to commit their militaries to another war after World War I. Finally, after invading both Austria on the map and Czechoslovakia, Germany invaded Poland in 1939. In 1939, Hitler ordered the invasion of Poland. This was the last straw for Great Britain and France. Soon after Hitler invaded Poland, Great Britain and France declared war on Germany. So at first, though, nobody really wants to step in and stop Germany. People are okay. Other countries like France and the United Kingdom are content, are okay with appeasing Hitler, with giving him what he wants, giving him Austria and Czechoslovakia so that they don't need to get involved in another war. In today's lesson, we need to figure out how people felt about that strategy of just appeasing Hitler, giving him what he wanted so that we could avoid another world war. Your directions today are at the top. Using the document A and B on the following pages, complete the Perspectives on Appeasement graphic organizer below. Then, the exit ticket. So if you're in live class, you're exchanging ideas with your partner. One of you is document A, one of you is document B. If you are doing this independently, you are responsible for both documents. Scroll to the next page and you'll find document A. That is one perspective on appeasement. If you keep scrolling, you'll find document B, another perspective on appeasement. In order to fully understand both perspectives, you need to make sure to read the historical context. Historical context is important for understanding sources in history. So you're going to go through your document and then complete the questions in your Perspectives on Appeasement graphic organizer to demonstrate that you understand, or to figure out both perspectives on appeasement. In the first column, you're answering the question, what is this person's perspective on appeasement? Explain why this person feels this way about appeasement. Your answer should be in 3 to 5 sentences, no one-sentence answers. In that second column, you're answering the question, what is one piece of evidence that clearly demonstrates this person's opinion on appeasement? Explain why the evidence clearly demonstrates this person's perspective on appeasement. So find that one line in your document or in each document that really demonstrates the person's perspective on appeasement. When you are finished, you've got a really important exit ticket to complete. Your exit ticket is worth 5 points. Exit tickets in online learning are worth more, so please make sure that those are completed.